Hello YouTubers. Tonight I'm going to show you a little bit of how you can use a UCO candle lantern to keep you warm in the cold if something happens and you get caught out and you have to essentially basically just put your back up against a tree and sit it out until morning. And in order to avoid hypothermia, something as simple as a UCO candle lantern can actually help save your life. Okay, it's going to get over here next to a tree and it's cold, so I really need something to help me get up off of the ground. All right, I can't just sit on the earth. It's way too cold for that. So I'm going to pile me up a bunch of this debris here, these grasses and such, and kind of make me a nice, comfortable cushion. I've got my primary layer on this coat anyway, and I've got a wool blanket here. So I think what I'm going to be able to do is let's get my wool blanket opened up a little bit here. It's a queen size wool blanket, so it's quite large. But I'm just going to wrap the wool blanket around myself like so. Now this coat has a hood, fortunately, so I can pull the hood up, but I don't want the blanket up over my head. Okay, I want to get the blanket where I can have it around me. I'm going to put my feet up just like so, and I'm going to use my feet, my legs, and my knees here to basically, essentially make a tent, so that when I throw this wool blanket over the top of me, right, I create a microclimate. And this UCO candle lantern, its job now, once I get it lit, I'm going to sit it right here on the ground, and I've got this cleared off, so even were I to knock this over, there's nothing flammable at my feet. So anyway, suppose it's a situation, like I said, you're caught out and you're hypothermic, and it's going to be a long and miserable night if you don't do something. Well, that's where this candle lantern becomes worth its weight in gold. Get my candle lit, get my shade up, stabilize my flame, I should say. Okay, now I'm just going to sit this right here on the ground, right between my legs. Okay, now if I have to, I can take the dirt here and kind of dig out a little bit of a place to set this candle lantern on the ground. Make it a little more stable so that it's less easy for me to accidentally knock it over, for it to fall over. It's now quite stable on the ground. But anyway, get myself up against my tree. Now very carefully, I'm going to take my wool blanket now, pull my wool blanket up over the top of me. Make sure my candle lantern is precisely where I need it to be. Now I'm not going to be able to sleep, okay? This is not a sleeping situation. This is a keep you warm and keep you alive until morning type situation. I've got an open flame between my legs, and it's going to be pretty much a sleepless night. I may be able to tip my head back here, and I may need to, I may, if I'm lucky, I might get to nod off just a little bit. But this candle lantern is very, very warm. Matter of fact, unless the weather got really, really cold, sitting here like this with this candle between my legs, I'm probably actually going to get quite hot. But we'll kick back here and enjoy it for a little bit. Like I said, I've got the grasses underneath my rear end so that I'm up off the ground. because I don't want to be chilled from conduction sitting directly on the cold ground. This gives me a little bit of protection from that. Oh yeah, that candle is very warm. I'm already a lot warmer now than I was just about 2 minutes ago. And like I said, this is a 9-hour candle, so as long as I'm very mindful of the fact that I've got an open flame between my legs, I can burn this all night if I have to. And in fact, you can buy 12-hour candles for the UCO candle lantern and get a little bit more life out of them yet. But anyway, I've now got a perfectly nice toasty warm flame tinted here. Like I said, I wouldn't want to put this up over my head, right? I don't want to cover my head because that is an open flame and it burns orange. And what that means is that it is not burning completely cleanly. Therefore, I'm going to have problems. If I put the blanket over my head, I'm going to have problems with carbon monoxide. And I could fall asleep and never wake up again. Okay? So you don't want to cover your head because of the danger of carbon monoxide. But the rest of me, I can cover myself all the way up to the chin. And I can sit here, and as long as I didn't get rained on or something like that, but even if it snowed on top of me, I could shake the snow off of my wool blanket once in a while, but I could sit here and I could ride out even a snowstorm and still stay plenty warm enough to survive pretty much no matter how cold it gets, you know, within reason. I don't know that this would be adequate for 32 below zero and a wind chill or anything like that. But for simple survival in a situation where, you know, it's getting down into the 30s or even the 20s, possibly, you know, possibly even the teens, I don't really know. I'm not really sure how far you can actually push a microclimate shelter like this and realistically expect to be comfortable. But it's definitely warm. If I had to sit here probably for any longer than just the time it's going to take me to film this video, this would probably actually be too hot and I would have to be taking off layers. But it's very, very warm. As long as I'm mindful of that open flame, because the last thing I want to do is fall asleep and have the blanket drop down on top of the candle, or to have my legs collapse and again the blanket drop down on top of the candle, because I would set myself on fire. So there is an element of risk to a microclimate heated shelter like this to make sure that you stay alive throughout the night. It can be dangerous if not done properly. However, all it takes is just a little bit of common sense, okay? You don't want the blanket over your head, and I don't care how tired you are, you don't want to actually fall asleep, because the night tonight is not about your comfort, it's about your survival, okay? It's just going to be a sleepless night. You're going to have to suck it up, and that's just going to be a reality for you until morning comes and you can get yourself out of whatever situation is that you have gotten yourself into. But it's very nice. It's very warm right now. I'm comfortable. I have no doubt that it could get much, much colder. The temperature right now, I don't know if you can see my breath or not. The temperature right now is about 36 degrees, and this is phenomenal. This is really, really nice. I feel underneath this wool, I feel just like I'm inside the house in climate control at the moment, and I'm very, very warm. And as you can see, here's my lantern still going. Wow, the temperature difference between under here and out here, I just got to chill down my spine because the outside air is so much colder than inside my microclimate survival shelter utilizing the UCO candle. Anyway, guys, that's it for tonight's video. I've seen this done many, many times. I've not done it until you know, tonight. It's my first time trying it. And I have no doubt now that if I had to sit here, this candle would be plenty enough to keep me warm for, you know, until sunrise, if it absolutely had to. That's why I bought this candle. I did not buy this candle initially for light. I bought it for warmth. I bought it for heat. I bought it for precisely that purpose. Because if I was out here in cold weather, which I have been a lot this year, I've spent an enormous amount of time out here in all kinds of cold, in wind chills that got us down below zero, in snow, in sleet, you name it, I've been out here for it. I have really went out of my way to put in a lot of dirt time in cold weather this year. Okay, anyway guys, if you've made it this far watching the video, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel if you would like to. Reach over there and hit that notification bell. Select all notifications if you'd like to be notified when I upload future videos. And on your way out, please, if you like the video, please click that like button for me, whether you subscribe to the channel or not. And if you dislike the video, that's fine. By all means, hit the dislike button. But if you're going to dislike my video, I ask that you have a little bit of cojones, right? Reach down and grab them, and then drop me a comment below, right? And let me know why, okay? If you like it, please. But if you don't like it, downvote the shit out of it, man. All right. Thank you guys very much for your views and your support, and I'll get another video out to you guys as soon as I can. Catch you on the next one.